Society's fall 2006 production of Titus Andronicus. At this time, if you could please turn off any cell phones or other noise-making devices for the duration of the show, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, there will be no flash photography, and there will be a 15-minute intermission. In the case of an emergency, please exit through the door that you came in, down the stairwell and out the front door. There's also an exit to your left that leads to the same stairwell. As a last resort, there is a stairwell behind the saloon doors, though I do not recommend it. So thank you for coming to the first ever production of Titus Andronicus by the Shakespeare Society, and enjoy the show.
Noble patricians, patrons of my right, defend the justice of my cause with arms. And countrymen, my loving followers, plead my successive titles with your swords. I am his firstborn son that was the last that wore the imperial diadem of Rome. And now let my father's honors live in me, nor wrong mine age with this indignity.
Romans, friends, followers, favorers of my right, if ever Bassianus, Caesar's son, were gracious in the eyes of royal Rome, keep them this passage to the Capitol, and suffer not dishonor to approach the imperial seat, to virtue consecrate, to justice, continence, and nobility. But let desert and pure election shine in Romans. Fight for freedom in your choice.
Princes that strive by factions and by friends ambitiously for rule and empery, know that the Roman people, for whom we stand a special party, have in election for the Roman Empire chosen Andronicus, surnamed Pius. A nobler man, a braver warrior, lives not this day within the city walls. He by the Senate is a kitted home from weary wars against the barbarous Goths. 10 years is spent since first he undertook this cause, and now at last, laden with honor spoils, returns the good Andronicus to Rome. Dismiss your followers, and as suitors should, plead your deserts in peace and humbleness.
Marcus Andronicus, so do I affy in thy uprightness and integrity, and so I love and honor thee in thine. Thy noble brother Titus and his sons, and her to whom my thoughts are humbled all, gracious Lavinia, that I will here dismiss my loving friends.
Friends that have been thus forward in my right, I thank you all and here dismiss you all. And to the love and favor of my country commit myself, my person, and the cause.
Romans, make way. The good Andronicus, patron of virtue, Rome's best champion, successful in the battles that he fights, with honor and with fortune is returned.
Hail, Rome, victorious in thy morning weeds. Here come Andronicus, bound with laurel boughs, to resalute his country with his tears. Tears of true joy for his return to Rome. Romans, of 25 valiant sons, behold the poor remains, alive and dead. These that survive, let Rome reward with love. These that I bring unto their latest home, with burial amongst their ancestors.
Give us the proudest prisoner of the Goths, that we may hew his limbs and on a pile, ad manis fractrum, sacrifice his flesh before this earthy prison of their bones, that so the shadows be not unappeased, nor be disturbed with prodigies on earth.
I give him you, the noblest that survives, the eldest son of this distressed queen.
Stay, Roman brethren, gracious conqueror, victorious Titus, rue these tears I shed, a mother's tears and passion for her son. And if thy sons were ever dear to thee, will think my sons to be as dear to me. Suffice it not that we were brought here to Rome, captive to thee and to thy Roman yoke, but must my sons be slaughtered in the streets for valiant doings in their country's cause. Stay not thy tomb with blood, Andronicus. Wilt thou draw upon the nature of the gods, or draw them then in being merciful? Victorious Titus, spare my firstborn son!
Patient yourself, madam, and pardon me. These are their brethren, whom you Goths beheld alive and dead, and for their brethren slain, religiously they ask a sacrifice. To this your son is marked, and die he must.
Away with him, and make a fire straight, and with our swords upon a pile of wood, let's hew his limbs till they be clean consumed.
Oh, irreligious piety!
Is ever Scythia half so barbarous?
Goes not Scythia to ambitious Rome.
Alorpus goes to rest, and we survive to tremble under Titus's threatening looks. But madam, stand resolved and woe withal, the self-same same gods that armed the Queen of Troy with opportunity of sharp revenge may favor Cymyrrah, Queen of the Goths, to quit the bloody wrongs upon her foes.
See, Lord and Father, how we perform our Roman rites. A lot of us, his limbs are lopped and entrails feed the sacrificing fire, whose smoke like incense doth perfume the sky.
In peace and honor, rest you here, my sons.
In peace and honor, live Lord Titus long. My noble lord and father, live in fame. Lo, at this tomb my tributary tears I render for my brethren's obsequies, and at thy feet I kneel with tears of joy. Oh, bless me here with thy victorious hand, whose fortunes Rome's best citizens applaud.
Kind Rome, that hast thus lovingly reserved the cordial of mine age to glad my heart. Lavinia, live, outlive thy father's days, and fame's eternal date for virtue's praise.
Long live Lord Titus, my beloved brother, gracious triumpher in the eyes of Rome.
Thanks, gentle tribune, noble brother Marcus.
Welcome, nephews, from successful wars, you that survive and you that sleep in fame. Titus Andronicus, the people of Rome, whose friend in virtue hast thou ever been, send to thee by me their tribune and their trust, this palament of white and spotless hue, and name thee in election for the empire. Put it on, and be candidatus then, and help to set a head on headless Rome.
A better head her glorious body fits than his that shakes for age and feebleness. Rome, I have been your soldier 40 years, and fought my country's strength successfully, and buried 21 valiant sons, knighted in field, slain manfully in arms, in right and service of their noble country. Give me a staff of honor for mine age, but not a scepter to control the world. Upright he held it, lords, that held it last.
Titus, thou shalt obtain and ask the emperor.
Proud and ambitious tribune, canst thou tell?
Patience, Prince Andronicus.
Romans, do we right! Patricians, draw thy swords and sheathe them not till Saturninus be Rome's emperor! Andronicus, would thou wert shipped to hell rather than rob me of the people's hearts?
Proud Saturnine, interrupter of the good that noble-minded Titus means to thee.
Content thee, Prince. I will restore to thee the people's hearts, and wean them from themselves.
Andronicus, I do not flatter thee, but honor thee, and will do till I die. My faction, if thou strengthen with thy friends, I will most thankful be, and thanks to men of noble minds is honorable meed.
People of Rome and people's tribunes here, I ask your voices and your suffrages. Will you bestow them friendly on Andronicus?
To gratify the good Andronicus and congratulate his safe return to Rome, the people will accept whom he admits.
Tribunes, I thank you. And this suit I make, that you create your emperor's eldest son, Lord Saturnine, whose virtues will, I hope, reflect on Rome as Titans rays on earth, and ripen justice in the commonweal. If you will elect by my advice, then crown him and say, long live our emperor.
With voices and applause of every sort, patricians and plebeians, we create Lord Saturninus, Rome's great emperor, and say, long live our emperor Saturnine.
Titus Andronicus, for thy favors done to us in our election this day, I give thee thanks in part of thy deserts, and will with deeds requite thy gentleness. And for an onset, Titus, to advance thy name and honorable family, Lavinia will I make my empress. Tell me, Andronicus, doth this motion please thee?
It doth, my worthy lord, and in this match I hold me highly honored of your grace. And here, in sight of Rome to Saturnine, the wide world's emperor, do I consecrate my sword, my chariot, and my prisoners. Presents well worthy Rome's imperial lord. Receive them then, the tribute that I owe, mine honor's ensigns humbled at thy feet.
Thanks, noble Titus, father of my life. How proud I am of thee and of thy gifts. Rome shall record that when I do forget the least of these unspeakable deserts, Romans forget your fealty to me.
Now, madam, are you prisoner to an emperor, to him that, for your honor and your state, will use you nobly, and your followers.
A goodly lady, trust me, of the hue that I would choose were I to choose anew. Clear up, fair queen, that cloudy countenance. For though chance of war hath wrought this change of cheer, thou comest not to be made a scorn in Rome. Princely shall be thy usage in every way. Rest on my word, and let not discontent daunt all your hopes, madam. he comforts you, can make you greater than the Queen of the Goths. Lavinia, you are not displeased with this?
Not I, my lord. Sith true nobility warrants these words and princely courtesy.
Thanks, sweet Lavinia. Romans, let us go. Ransomless here, we set our prisoners free. Proclaim our honors, lords, and trumpet.
Lord Titus, by your leave, this maid is mine.
How, sir? Are you in earnest then, my lord?
I, noble Titus, am resolved withal to do myself this reason and this right.
Suum quique is our Roman justice. This prince in justice seizeth but his own.
And that he will and shall if Lucius live.
Traitors, avaunt! Where is the Emperor's guard? Treason, my lord! Lavinia is surprised!
Surprised? By whom?
By him that justly made bear his betrothed from all the world away.
Brothers, help to convey her hence away, and with my sword I'll keep this door safe.
Follow, my lord, and I'll soon bring her back.
My lord! You pass not here.
What, villain boy? Bars me my way and
Help! Lucius! Help!
My lord, you are unjust, and more than so in wrongful quarrel you have slain your son.
Nor thou, nor he are any sons of mine. My sons would never so dishonor me. Traitor, restore Lavinia to the Emperor.
Dead, if you will, but not to be his wife. That is another's lawful promised love.
No, Titus, no. The Emperor needs her not, nor her, nor thee, nor any of thy stock. I'll trust by leisure him that mocks me once, but thee never, nor any of thy haughty traitorous sons. Confederates all to dishonor me thus.
Monstrous! What reproachful words are these?
But go thy ways. Go give that changing peace to him that flourished his sword for her. A valiant son-in-law ye shall enjoy, one fit to band me with thy lawless sons.
These words are razors to my wounded heart.
And therefore, lovely Cymyrrah, Queen of Goths, that like the stately Phoebe amongst her nymphs dost overshine the gallantest dames of Rome, if thou dost approve this my sudden choice, behold, I choose thee, Cymyrrah, for my bride, and will create thee Empress of Rome. Speak, Queen of Goths. Dost thou applaud my choice?
And here, in sight of heaven, to the gods of Rome I swear, if Saturnine doth advance the Queen of the Goths, she will be a handmaiden to his desires, a loving nurse, a mother to his youth.
Ascend, fair queen, Pantheon, lords, accompany your noble emperor and his lovely bride, sent from the heavens for Prince Saturnine, whose wisdom hath her fortune conquered. There shall we consummate our spousal rights.
I am not bid to wait upon this bride. Titus, when wert thou wont to walk alone, dishonored thus, and challenged of wrong?
Titus, see, oh see what thou hast done! In a bad quarrel slain a virtuous son!
No, foolish tribune, no. No son of mine, nor thou, nor these, confederates in the deed that hath dishonored all our family. Unworthy brother and unworthy sons.
But let us give him burial as becomes. Give Mutius burial with his brethren.
Traitors, away! He rests not in this tomb. This monument 500 years hath stood. Here none but soldiers and Rome's servitors repose in fame. None basely slain in brawls.
My nephew Mutius's deeds do plead for him. He must be buried with his brethren.
And shall, or him we will accompany.
And shall? What villain was it that spake that word?
He that would vouch in any place but here.
What? Would you bury him in my despite?
No, noble Titus, but entreat of thee to pardon Mutius and to bury him.
Marcus, even thou hast struck upon my crest, and with these boys mine honor thou hast wounded. My foes I do repute you, every one, so trouble me no more, but get you gone! He is not with himself, let us withdraw.
Not I, told Mutius both to be buried.
Brother, for in that name doth nature plead.
Father, for in that name doth nature speak.
Speak thou no more, if all the rest will speed.
Renowned Titus, more than half my soul.
Dear father, soul and substance of us all.
Suffer thy brother Marcus to inter his noble nephew here in virtue's nest, that died in honor and Lavinia's cause. Thou art a Roman, be not barbarous. Let not young Mutius, then that was thy joy, be barred his entrance here.
Rise, Marcus, rise. The dismalest day is this that e'er I saw, to be dishonored by my sons in Rome. Well, bury him, and bury me the next!
There lie thy bones, sweet Medius, with thy friends, till we with trophies do adorn thy tomb.
No man shed tears for noble Mutius. He lives in fame that died in virtue's cause. My lord, to step out of these dreary dumps, how comes it that the subtle queen of Goths is of a sudden thus advanced in Rome?
I know not, Marcus, but I know it is. Whether by device or no, the heavens can tell. Is she not then beholding to the man who brought her for this high good turn so far?
So, Bassianus, you played your prize. God give you joy, sir, of your gallant bride.
And you of yours, my lord. I say no more, nor wish no less, and so I take my leave.
Traitor. If Rome have law or we have power, thou and thy faction shall repent this rape.
Rape, call you it, my lord, to seize my own, my true betrothed love, and now my wife? Well, let the laws of Rome determine all. Meanwhile, I am possessed of that as mine.
'Tis good, sir, that you are very short with us, but if we live, we'll be as sharp with you.
My lord, what I have done, as best I may, answer I must, and shall do with my life. Only thus much I give your grace to know. By all the duties that I owe to Rome, this noble gentleman, Lord Titus here, is in opinion and in honor wronged, that in the rescue of Lavinia with his own hand did slay his youngest son in zeal to you. Receive him then, to favor that hath expressed himself in all his deeds, a father and a friend to thee and Rome.
Prince Bassianus, leave to plead my deeds. 'Tis thou and those that have dishonored me. Rome and the righteous heavens be my judge, how I have loved and honored Saturnine.
My worthy lord, if Cymyrrah were ever gracious in those princely eyes of thine, then at my suit hear me speak indifferently for all, and sweet pardon what has passed.
What matter? Be openly dishonored and basely put it out without revenge?
Oh, no, not so, my lord. Gods of Rome forfend, I should be author to dishonor you. But on my honor dare I undertake, for good Lord Titus's innocence and all, then at my suit look graciously upon him. Lose not so noble a friend on so vain suppose. My lord, be ruled by me and one at last. You are but newly planted on the throne, lest the people and the patricians too, upon a just survey, take Titus's part, and supplant you for ingratitude. Yield at my entreaties, and let me alone. I will find a day to massacre them all, the cruel father and his traitorous sons, to whom I suit for my dear son's life, and let them know it is to make a queen kneel in the streets and beg for grace in vain. Come, come, Ramirez. Come, Andronicus. Take up this dear old man, and share the frown that dies in the tempest of thy angry heart.
Rise, Titus, rise. My empress hath prevailed.
I thank your majesty, and her, my lord. These words, these looks, infuse new life in me.
Titus, I am incorporate in Rome, a Roman happily adopted, and must advise the emperor for his own good. This day all quarrels die, Andronicus. For you, Prince Bassianus, I have passed my word and promised that you will be more mild and tractable. By my advice, all humble on your knees, you shall ask grace of his majesty.
We do, and vow to heaven and to his highness that what we did was mildly as we might, tendering our sister's honor and our own.
That on mine honor here I do protest.
Away and talk not. Trouble us no more.
No, nay, sweet emperor, we must all be friends. The tribune and his nephews kneel. I will not be denied. Sweetheart, look back.
Marcus, for thy sake and thy brother's here, and at my lovely Tamara's entreaties, I do remit these young men's heinous faults. Lavinia Lavinia, though you left me like a churl, I found a friend, and sure as death, I swore I would not part a bachelor from the priest. But come, if the Emperor's court can feast 2 brides, you are my guests, Lavinia, and your friends. This day will be a love day, Cymyrrah.
Tomorrow, an it please your majesty, to hunt the panther and the hart with me. With horn and hound will give your grace bonjour.
Be it so, Titus, and the gramercy too.
Now climbeth tomorrow Olympus top, safe out of fortune's shot, and sits aloft, advanced above pale envy's threatening reach. As when the golden sun salutes the morn, and, having gilt the ocean with his beams, gallops the zodiac in his glistering coach, and overlooks the highest peering hills. So tomorrow. Then, Aaron, arm thy heart, and fit thy thoughts to mount aloft with thy imperial mistress. I will be bright, and shine in pearl and gold to wait upon this new-made empress. To wait, said I, to wanton with this queen, this siren that will charm Rome's Saturnine, and see his shipwreck and his commonweals. Hello, what started this?
Chiron! Thy years want wit, thy wits want edge, and manners to improve, where I am praised, and may for aught thou knowest affected be.
'Tis not the difference of a year or 2 makes me less gracious or thee more fortunate. I am as able and as fit as thou, to serve and to deserve my mistress's grace, and that my sword upon thee shall approve, and plead my passions for Lavinia's love.
Whoa, clubs, these lovers will not keep the peace.
Why, boy, although our mother, unadvised, gave you a dancing rapier by your side, are you so desperate grown to threaten your friends? Go to, have your lad glued within your sheath, you know better how to handle it.
Meanwhile, sir, with what little skill I have, full well shalt thou perceive how much I dare.
Aye, boy, grow ye so brave.
And how now, lords? So near the emperor's palace dare you draw. I would not for $1 million of gold the cause were known to the most concerns. For shame, but
Not I, till I have sheathed my rapier in his bosom, and withal thrust these reproachful speeches down his throat, that he hath breathed in my dishonor here.
For that I am armed in full resolve, foul-spoken coward, that thunders with thy tongue, and with thy weapon nothing dares perform.
away, I say. Now, by the gods that warlike Goths adore, this petty rabble will undo us all. And how now, lords, and think you not how dangerous it is to jet upon a prince's right? What, has Lavinia become so loose, or Bassianus so degenerate that for her love such quarrels may be broached without controlment, justice, or revenge?
I care not I, nor she in all the world. I love Lavinia more than all the world.
Youngling, learn thou to make some meaner choice. Lavinia is thine elder brother's hope.
Are ye mad? Or know ye not in Rome how furious and impatient they be, and cannot brook competitors in love? I tell you, lords, you do but plot your deaths by this device.
Aaron, 1,000 deaths would I propose to achieve for whom I love.
Oh, to achieve her? How?
Why makest thou it so strange? She is a woman, therefore may be wooed. She is a woman, therefore may be won. She is Lavinia, therefore must be loved. What man more water glideth by the mill than wants the miller of? And easy it is, though Bassianus be the emperor's brother, better than he have worn Vulcan's badge.
As good as Saturninus may.
Then why should he despair the nose recorded with words, fair looks, and liberality? What? Hast not thou full often struck a doe and borne her cleanly by the keeper's nose?
Why then, it seems some certain snatch or so would serve your turns.
Aye, so the turn were served.
Aaron, thou hast hit it.
Would you have hit it too? And should we not be tired with this ado? Would it offend you then if both should speak?
Faith not me.
Nor me, so I were one.
Take this of me. Lucrece was not more chaste than this Lavinia Bassianus love. A speedier course than lingering languishment must we pursue. And I have found the path. The forest walks are wide and spacious, and many unfrequented plots there are, fitted by kind for rape and villainy. Simply murder this dainty doe, and strike her home by force, if not by words. This way or not at all stand you in hope. Come, our empress with her sacred wit, we will acquaint with all that we intend. The emperor's court is like the house of fame, the palace full of tongues, of eyes, and ears. The woods are ruthless, dreadful, deaf, and dumb. There serve your lusts, shadowed from heaven's eye, and revel in Lavinia's treasury.
Sit fast, I will fast, till I find a stream to cool this heat, a charm to calm these fits.
Per stiga per manes vehor.
The hunt is up. The morn is bright and grey, the fields are fragrant and the woods are green. Uncouple here, and let us make a bay and await the emperor and his lovely bride. Sons, let it be your charge, as it is ours, to attend the emperor's person carefully. I have been troubled in my sleep this night, but dawning day new comfort hath inspired. Many good morrows to your majesty. Madam, to you as many and as good. I promised your grace a hunter's peal.
And you have rung it lustily, my lord, somewhat too early for new married ladies.
What say you, Lavinia?
I say no. I have been brought awake 2 hours or more.
Oh, come, horse and chariot let us have into our sport. Now, madam, shall you see our Roman hunting?
I have dogs, my lord, who will rouse the proudest panther in the chase and climb the highest promontory top.
And I have horse will follow where the game makes way and run like swallows o'er the plain.
Chiron, we hunt not we with horse nor hound, but hope to pluck a dainty doe to ground.
He that had wit would think that I had none, to bury so much gold under a tree and never after to inherit it. Let him that thinks of me so abjectly know that this gold must coin a stratagem, the which, cunningly effected, will beget a very excellent piece of villainy.
My lovely Aaron, why forth thou look so sad when everything doth make gleeful boast? The birds chant sweet melodies in every bush. The snake lies rolled in the cheerful sun. The green leaves quiver in the cooling wind and make a chequered shadow on the ground. Under their sweet shade, Aaron, let us rest. We may both wreathe in each other's arms, our pastimes done, possess a golden slumber, while horns and hounds and sweet melodious birds be unto us as is a nurse's song to sing her babe asleep. Ooh, madam. Though Venus govern your desires, Saturn is dominator over mine. What signifies my deadly standing eye, my silence, and my cloudy melancholy? No, madam, these are no venereal signs. Vengeance is in my heart, death in my hand, blood and revenge are hammering in my head. Hark to Mara, the empress of my soul. Never hopes more heaven than rests with thee. This is the day of doom for Bassianus. His Philomel must lose her tongue today. Thy sons make pillage of her chastity and wash their hands in Bassianus' blood. Seest thou this letter? Take it up, I pray thee, and give the king this fatal plotted scroll. Oh, not question me no more, we are spied. Here comes a parcel of our hopeful room, which trace not but that there lies destruction. Oh, sweet, more sweeter to me than life. No more great Empress Bassianus comes. Be crossed with him, and I'll go fetch thy sons to back thy plots, whatsoe'er they be.
Who have we here? Rome royal empress, unfurnished of her well-beseeming truth? Or is it Diane, habited like her, who hath abandoned her holy groves to see the general hunting in this forest?
Saucy controller of our private steps, had I the wit some say Diane had, thy temples would be planted presently with horns as Actians, while hounds would drive upon thy new transformed limbs, unmannerly intruder as thou art.
Under your patience, gentle empress, 'tis thought you have a goodly gift in horning, and to be doubted that your more and you are singled forth to try experiments. Jove shield your husband from his hounds today. 'Tis pity they should take him for a stag.
Why are you sequestered from all your train and wandered hither to an obscure plot, accompanied but with a barbarous Moor if foul desire had not conducted you?
And being intercepted in your sport, great reason that my noble lord be rated for sauciness. I pray you let us hence, and let her joy her raven-colored love. This valley fits the purpose passing well.
The king, my brother, shall have noted this.
Aye, for these slips have made him noted long. Good king, to be so mightily abused.
Why have I patience to endure this?
How now, dear sovereign, and our gracious mother? Why doth your highness look so pale and wan?
Have I reason, think you, to look pale?
These two entice me hither thus to this place, a barren and detested vale as you see it is.
Here never shines the sun. Here never breathes anything save fatal raven or nightly owl. Here, in this abhorred pit, they told me, at dead time of night, 1,000 fiends, 1,000 hissing snakes, 10,000 swelling urchins, and as many toads would make such a fearful and confused cry as any mortal body hearing it should straight fall mad, or else die suddenly. And no sooner had they told me this hellish tale, but straight they said they would bind me here and leave me to this miserable death. Oh, and then they called me foul adulteress, lascivious Goth, and all the bitterest terms that ever ear did hear to such effect. Had you not by some wondrous fortune come, they this vengeance on me would have executed. Revenge it, as you love your mother's life, or else henceforth be not called my children.
This is a witness that I am thy son.
And this for me.
I come, Cymyrrah, name barbarous Cymyrrah, for no name fits thy nature but thy own.
Oh, give me thy pointer.
You shall know, my boys, your mother's handwork, your mother's bra.
Stay, madam. Here is more belongs to her. First thrash the corn, then after burn the straw. This minion stood upon her chastity, upon her nuptial vow, her loyalty, and shall she carry this unto her grave?
And if she do, I would I were a eunuch, drag hence her husband to some secret hole and make his dead trunk pillow to our lust.
But when ye have the honey ye desire, let not this wasp outlive us both to sting.
I warn you, madam, we will make that sure. Come, mistress, we will now perforce enjoy that nice preserved honesty of yours.
Oh, Cymyrrah, thou bearest a woman's face!
I know now what she needs. Away with her.
Sweet lord, entreat her, hear me but a word!
Listen, madam, let it be your glory to see her tears, but be your heart to them as unrelenting flint to drops of rain.
When did the tiger's young ones teach the dam? Oh, do not learn her wrath she taught thee. The milk thou suckest from her did turn to marble. Even at thy teat thou hadst thy tyranny, yet every brother breed not sons alike. Do thou entreat her show a woman's pity.
What? Wouldst thou have me prove myself a bastard?
'Tis true the raven does not hatch a lark, yet I've heard, oh, could I find it now? Some say that ravens foster forlorn children, whilst their own birds famish in their nests. Oh, be to me, though thy hard heart say no, nothing so kind, but something pitiful.
I understand now what she needs. Away with her.
Well, let me teach thee. For my father's sake that gave thee life when well he might have slain thee. Oh, be not obdurate, open thy deaf ears.
Hast thou in person ne'er offended me? Even for his sake, I am pitiless. Remember, boys, I poured forth tears in vain to save thy brother from the sacrifice.
But fierce Andronicus would not relent. Therefore, use her as you will. The worse to her, the better loved of me.
Oh, Cymyrrah, be called a gentle queen, and with thine own hands kill me in this place, for 'tis not life I beg
wrong, for I was slain when Bassianus died.
Oh, then why beggest thou then, fond woman? Let me.
'Tis present death, I beg, and one thing more which womanhood denies my tongue to tell. Oh, keep me from their worse than killing lusts, and tumble me into some loathsome pit where never men's eyes may behold my body. Do this, and be a charitable murderer.
So, should I rob my sons of their sweet fee? No, that didn't
No
satisfy
grace! No womanhood! Ah, beastly creature! The blind enemy to our general name! Confusion!
Nay, I'll stop your mouth. Bring down her husband. This is the hole where Aaron must hide him.
Farewell, my sons. See that you make her sure. Now will I hence to my love remore, while my spleenful sons that troll deflower.
Come on, my lords, the better foot before! Straight will I bring you to that loathsome pit where I espied the panther fast asleep.
My sight is very dull when I revoke.
And mine, I promise you, were not for shame well to live and sport to sleep a while.
What art thou fallen?
What subtle hole is this? Upon whose leaves are drops of new shed blood as fresh as morning dew distilled on flowers. Speak, brother, hast thou hurt thee with the fall?
Oh, brother, with the dismalest object heard that ever I was sight made heart lament. Why does that comfort me now be out of this unhallowed and blood-stained hole?
I am surprised with an uncouth fear. A chilling sweater runs my trembling joints. My heart suspects more than mine eye can see.
To prove that hast a true divining heart, Aaron and thou look down into this den and see a fearful sight of blood and death.
Aaron is gone! And my compassionate heart will not permit mine eyes once to behold the thing whereat it trembles by surmise.
Lord Bassianus lies arrayed in blood, all on a heap, like to a slaughtered lamb in this detested, dark, and blood-drinking pit. Oh, brother, help me with thy fainting hand out of the spell's round receptacle.
Reach me thy hand that I may help thee out, or wanting strength to do thee so much good, I may be plucked into the swallowing womb of this deep pit. Poor Bassianus' grave. I have no strength to plug thee to the brink.
Nor I no strength to climb without thy help.
My hand once more. I will not loose again till thou art here aloft or I below. Thou canst not come to me. I come to thee.
Along with me! I'll see what hole is here and know what it is that now has fallen into it. Say who art thou that lately didst descend into this gaping hollow of the earth?
The unhappy son of old Andronicus brought here the most unhappy hour to find thy brother Bassianus dead.
My brother dead? I know thou dost but jest. He and his lady both are at the lodge. 'Tis not an hour since I left them there.
We don't know where you left him all alive, but, out alas, here we have found him dead.
Where is my lord the king? Here, Cymyrrah. Though bribed with killing grief.
Where is thy brother Bassianus?
And now to the bottom dost thou search my wound. Bassianus lies here dead.
Then far too late I bring this fatal writ. The horrid complex of this timeless tragedy, and wonder greatly how men's faces can fold in pleasing smiles at such murderous tyranny.
And if we miss to meet him handsomely, sweet huntsman Bassianus 'tis we mean, do thou so much as dig the grave for him. Thou knowest our meaning. Look for thy reward among the nettles at the elder tree that overshades the mouth of that same pit. Oh, terror was ever heard the like! This is the pit, and this the elder tree. Look, sirs, if you can find the huntsman now that should have murdered Bassianus here.
My gracious lord, here is the bag of gold.
Two of thy whelps, fell curs of bloody kind, if here bereft my brother of his life. Sirs, drag them from the pit unto the prison, and there let them bide until we devise some never heard of torturing pain for them.
What? Have they fallen into this pit?
wondrous thing how easily murder is discovered.
High Emperor, upon this feeble knee, I beg this boon with tears not lightly shed, that this fell fault of my accursed sons, accursed if the fault be proved.
If it be proved, you see it as apparent. Who found this letter? Cymyrrah, was it you?
Andronicus himself did take it up.
I did, my lord, yet let me be their bail, for by my father's reverend tomb, I vow I shall be ready at your highness' will, to answer their suspicion with their lives.
Thou shalt not bail them. See thou follow me. Some bring the murdered body and some bring the murderers. Let them not speak a word. The guilt is plain. For by my soul, were there an end worse than death, that end upon them should be executed.
Andronicus, I will entreat the emperor. Fear not thy sons. They shall do well enough.
Come, Lucius, come, stay not to talk with them. So, now go tell, and if thy tongue can speak, who 'twas that cut thy tongue and ravished thee?
Write down thy mind. Bewray thy meaning so, and if thy stumps will let thee clear scribe.
See how with signs and tokens she can scrawl.
Go home. Call for sweet water. Wash your hands.
She had no tongue to call, nor hands to wash, so let's leave her to her silent walks.
And for my case, I should go hang myself.
If thou hast hands to help thee knit the cord.
Who is this? My niece that flies away so fast. Cousin, a word. It is your husband. I do sleep, but all my wealth would wake me. If I do wake, some planet strike me down that I might slumber in eternal sleep. Speak, gentle niece, what stern ungentle hands have lopped and hewed and made thy body bare? 2 branches. Those sweet ornaments whose circling shadows kings have sought to sleep in. Why dost not speak to me? Alas, crimson river of warm blood doth rise and fall between thy rosed lips, coming and going with thy heavy breath. Shall I speak for thee? Shall I say 'tis so? That I knew thy heart, and knew the beast, that I might rail at him to ease my mind. Sorrow concealed like an oven stopped doth burn the heart to cinders where it sits. Fair Philomela, why, she but lost her tongue, and in a tedious sampler sowed her mind. But that maid is cut off from thee, gentle niece. Craftier Tereus, cousin, hast thou met. He has cut those pretty fingers off, could have better sewed than Philomel. Come, let us go. Make thy father blind, for such a sight will blind a father's eye. 1 hour's storm will drown the fragrant meads, what will whole months of tears thy father's eyes? Do not draw back, for we will mourn with thee. Could our mourning ease thy misery?
Hear me, grave fathers. Noble tributes, stay. For pity of mine age, whose youth was spent in dangerous wars, whilst you securely slept. For all my blood in Rome's great quarrel shed, for all the frosty nights that I have watched, and for these bitter tears which now you see filling the aged wrinkles in my cheeks, be pitiful to my condemned sons, whose souls are not corrupted as 'tis thought. For these tributes in the dust I write my heart's deep languor and my soul's sad tears. Let my tears staunch the earth's dry appetite. My son's sweet blood will make it shame and blush. O reverend tributes, O gentle, aged men, unbind my sons, Reverse the doom of death, and let me say that never wept before. My tears are now prevailing orators.
Noble father, you lament in vain. The tribunes hear you not. No man is by, and you recount your sorrows to a stone.
Why, 'tis no matter, man. If they did hear, they would not mark me. Or if they didn't mark, they would not pity me. Yet plead I must. Therefore I tell my sorrows to the stones, who, though they cannot answer my distress, yet in some sort are better than the tribunes. When I do weep, they humbly at my feet receive my tears and seem to weep with me. The stone is soft as wax. Tribunes, more hard than stones. The stone is silent and offendeth not, and tribunes with their tongues doom men to death. But wherefore standst thou with thy weapon drawn?
To rescue my two brothers from their death, for which attempt the judges have pronounced my everlasting doom of banishment.
O happy man, they have befriended thee. Why, foolish Lucius, dost thou not perceive that Rome is but a wilderness of tigers? Tigers must prey, and Rome affords no prey but me and mine. How happy art thou then from these devourers to be banished?
Titus, prepare thy aged eyes to weep, or if not so, thy noble heart to break. This was thy daughter.
Why, Marcus, so she is.
I mean, subject kills me.
Faint-hearted boy, arise and look on her. Lavinia, speak. What accursed hand hath made thee handless in thy father's sight? What fool hath added water to the sea, or brought a faggot to bright burning Troy? Give me a sword. I'll chop off my heads too, for they have fought for Rome and all in vain. Now all the service I require of them is that the one will help to cut the other.
Gentle sister, who hath martyred thee?
Oh, that delightful engine of her thoughts that blabbed them with such pleasing eloquence, has torn from forth that pretty olive cage.
Oh, say thou for her, who hath done this deed?
Oh, thus I found her, straying in the park, seeking to hide herself, as doth the deer that hath received some unrecurring wound.
It was my dear, and he that wounded her hath hurt me more than that he killed me dead. This way to death my wretched sons are gone. Here stands my other son, a banished man, and here my brother weeping at my woes. But that which gives my soul the greatest spurn is dear Lavinia, dearer than my soul. Had I but seen thy picture in this plight, it would have maddened me. What shall I do now I behold thy lively body so? Thy husband, he is dead, and for his death thy brothers are condemned, and dead by this. Look, Marcus, ah, son Lucius, look on her. When I did name her brothers, then fresh tears stood on her cheeks, as doth the honeydew upon a gathered lily almost withered.
Perchance she weeps because they killed her husband. Perchance because she knows them innocent.
If they did kill thy husband, then be joyful, for the law obtained revenge on them. No, they would not do so foul a deed. Gentle Lavinia, let me kiss thy lips, or make some sound how I may do thee ease. What shall we do? Let us that have our tongues plot some device of further misery to make us wonder that in time to come.
Oh, dear father, cease your tears, for at your grief see how my wretched sister sobs and weeps.
Patience, dear niece. Good Titus, dry thine eyes.
Oh, Marcus, brother, well I wot thy napkin cannot drink a tear of mine, but thou, poor man, hast drowned it with thine own.
Titus Andronicus, my lord the emperor sends thee this word, that if thou love thy sons, let Marcus or Lucius or thyself, O Titus, or any one of you, chop off your hand and send it to the king. He for the same will send thee hither both thy sons alive, and that shall be the ransom for their fault.
O gracious emperor, O gentle Aaron, did ever raven sing so like the lark? With all my heart I'll send the emperor my hand. Good Aaron, wilt thou help to chop it off?
Father, for that noble hand of thine that hath thrown down so many enemies shall not be sent. My hand shall serve the turn. My youth can better spare my blood than you, and therefore mine shall save my brothers' lives.
Oh, which of your hands hath not defended Rome and reared aloft the bloody battle axe, writing destruction on the enemy's cast? none of both but are of high desert. My hand hath been but idle. Let it serve to ransom my two nephews from their death. Then I have kept it to a worthy end.
Nay, agree, whose hand shall come along lest they die before their pardon come?
Sirs, strive no more. Such withered herbs as these are meet for plucking up, and therefore mine.
Sweet father, if I shall be thought thy son, let me redeem my brothers both from death.
Now for our father's sake and mother's care, let me show a brother's love to thee.
Agree between you, I will spare my hand.
And I'll go fetch an axe.
But I will use the axe.
Come hither, Aaron. I'll deceive them both. Lend me thy hand, and I will give thee mine.
If that be called deceit, I will be honest. Never whilst I live deceived men so.
Stay your strike. What shall be is dispatched. Good Aaron, give his majesty my hand. Tell him it was a hand that warded him from 1,000 dangers. Bid him bury it. More hath it merited, that let it have. As for my sons, say I count of them as jewels purchased at an easy price, and yet dear too, because I walk my road.
I go, Andronicus, and look by and by to have thy sons with thee. Their heads, I mean.
Kneel with me, for heaven shall hear our prayers, and with our sighs we'll breathe the welkin dim, and stain the sun with fog, as sometime clouds when they do hug him in their melting bosoms.
Brother, speak with possibility, and do not break into these deep extremes.
Is not my sorrow deep, having no bottom? That be my passions bottomless with them.
But yet let reason govern thy lament.
If there were reasons for these miseries, then into limits could I bind my woes. When the heavens do weep, doth not the earth o'erflow? When the winds do rage, doth not the sea wax mad? I am the sea. Hark how her sighs do blow. Then must my sea be moved with her sighs.
Worthy Andronicus, ill art thou repaid for that good hand thou sentest the emperor. Here are the heads of thy two noble sons. And here's thy hand. He scorned to be sent back. Thy grace there sports, thy resolution mocked. But woe is me to look upon thy woes.
Now let hot Etna cool in Sicily, and be my heart never burning hell.
Oh, that this sight should leave so deep a wound, and yet blessed life not shrink thereat.
Alas, poor heart, that kiss is comfortless, as frozen water to a starved snake.
When will this fearful slumber have an end?
Now farewell, flattery. Die, Andronicus, thou dost not slumber. Ah, no more will I control thy griefs. Rend off thy silver hair, thy other hand, gnawing with thy teeth. Be this dismal sight the closing up of our most wretched eyes. Now is time to storm. Why art thou still? If it's not with this hour.
Why, I have not another tear to shed. Besides, this sorrow is an enemy, and would usurp upon my watery eyes and make them blind with tributary tears. Then which way shall I find revenge's cave? For these two heads too seem to speak to me, and threat me I shall never come to bliss, till all these mischiefs be returned again, even in their throats that have committed them. Come, let me see what task I have to do. You heavy people, circle me about, that I may turn me to each one of you, and swear unto my soul to right your wrongs. The vow is made. Come, brother, take a head, and in this head the other I will bear. Lavinia, thou shalt be employed. Bear thou my hand, sweet wench, between thy teeth. As for thee, boy, go, get thee from my sight. Thou art an exile, and thou must not stay. Hie to the Goths, and raise an army there. And if you love me, as I think you do, let's kiss and part, for we have much to do.
Farewell, Andronicus, my noble father, the woefulest man that ever lived in Rome. Farewell, proud Rome, till Lucius come again. Farewell, Lavinia, my noble sister. If Lucius live, he will requite your wrongs and make proud Saturnine and his empress beg at the gates like Tarquin and his queen. Now will I to the Goths and raise a power to be revenged on Rome and Saturnine.
Now sit, and look you eat no more, then we'll preserve just so much strength in us, as we'll revenge these bitter woes of ours. Thou map of woe, that thus dost talk in signs, when thy poor heart beats with outrageous beating, thou canst not strike it thus to make it still. Wound it with sighing, girl, kill it with groans. Or get some little knife between thy teeth, and just against thy heart make thou a hole, that all the tears that thy poor eyes let fall may run into that sink, and, soaking in, drown the lamenting fool in sea salt tears.
Fie, brother, fie. Teach her not thus to lay such violent hands upon her tender life.
How now, has sorrow made thee dote already? Why, Marcus, no man should be mad but I. What violent hands can she lay on her life? Oh, wherefore dost thou urge the name of hands? Oh, handle not the theme to talk of hands, lest we remember still that we have none. Come, let's fall to. And gentle girl, eat this. Here is no drink. Hark, Marcus, what she says. I can interpret all her murmured signs. She says she drinks no other drink but tears. Speechless complainer, I will learn thy thought. Thou shalt not sigh, nor hold thy stumps to heaven, nor wink, nor nod, nor kneel, nor make a sign. But I of these will wrest some alphabet, and by still practice learn to know thy meaning.
Good grandsire, leave these bitter deep laments. Make my aunt merry with some pleasing tale.
Alas, the tender boy in passion moved doth weep to see his grandsire's heaviness.
Peace, tender sapling. Thou art made of tears, and tears will quickly melt thy life away. What dost thou strike at, Lucius, with thy knife?
At that thou kill my lord a fly.
Out on me, murderer! Thou kill'st my heart! A deed of death done on the innocent becomes not Titus' grandson. Go, get thee gone. I say thou art not for my company.
Alas, my lord, I have but killed a fly.
But how if that fly had a father and mother? How would he hang his slender, gilded wings and buzz lamenting doings on the air? Poor, harmless fly, that with his pretty buzzing melody came here to make us merry, and thou hast killed him!
Pardon me, sir. It was a black, ill-favored fly, like to the empress's more. Therefore I killed him.
Oh. Oh, then pardon me for reprehending thee, for thou hast done a charitable deed. Give me thy knife. I will insult on him, flattering myself as if it were the Moor come hither purposely to poison me. That's for thyself, and there's for Cymyrrah. Yet I think we are not brought so low, but that between us we can kill a fly that comes in likeness of a coal black moor.
Poor man, grief is so rotten and he takes false shadows for true substances.
Come, take away. Lavinia, go with me. All to thy closet, and go read with thee sad stories chanced in the times of old. Come, boy, and go with me. Thy sight is young, and thou shalt read when mine begins to dazzle.
Help! Grandson, help! My elbow video follows me everywhere. I know not why. Don't Marcus, see how swift she comes. Alas, sweetheart, I don't know what you mean.
Stand by me, Lucius. Do not fear thine aunt.
She loves thee, boy, too well to do thee harm.
When my father was in Rome, she did.
What means my niece Lavinia by these signs?
Fear not, Lucius, and what doth she mean?
See, Lucius, see how much she makes of thee. So whither would she have thee go with her? Canst thou not guess wherefore she plies thee thus?
My uncle, I know not I, nor can I guess, for I've heard my grandsire say full oft, extremity of griefs would make men mad. That made me to fear, although, my lord, I know my noble aunt loves me as dear, as ere my mother did, I would not but in fury fright my youth. But pardon me, sweet aunt!
How now, Lavinia? Marcus, what means this? Some book there is that she desires to see. Which is it, girl of these? Open them, boy. Lucius, what book is it she taught us about?
Grandsire, 'tis Ovid's Metamorphoses. My mother gave it me.
For love of where that's gone, perhaps she culled it from among the rest.
Soft, see how busily she turns the leaves. What would she find? Lavinia, shall I read? This is the tragic tale of Philomel, and treats of Troy's treason and his rape. And rape, I fear, was root of thy annoy.
See, brother, see. Note how she quotes the leaves.
Lavinia, wert thou thus surprised, sweet girl, ravished and wronged as Philomela was, forced in the ruthless, vast and gloomy woods? See, aye, such a place there is where we did hunt. Oh, had we never hunted there.
Why should nature build so foul a den unless the gods delight in tragedies?
Give sign, sweet girl, for here are none but friends. What Roman lord it was durst do the deed?
Lavinia, sit down. My lord, sit down by me. My lord, look here, Lavinia. This sandy plot is plain. Guide, if thou canst, this after me. Here have I writ my name, without the help of any hand at all. Write thou, and here display at last what God will have discovered for revenge. What do you read, my lord, what she has writ?
Stupid. Chiron. Demetrius.
What? The lustful sons of Cymyrrah, performers of this heinous bloody deed. Calm thee, gentle lord. Although I know there is enough written upon this earth to stir you and me in the mildest thoughts. My lord, kneel down by me. Lavinia, kneel, sweet boy, the Roman Hector's hope, and swear with me that we will prosecute by good advice mortal revenge upon these traitorous Goths and see their blood, or die with this reproach.
'Tis sure enough, and you knew how. But if you hunt these fair whelps, then beware. The dam will wake, and if she win you once, she's with the lion deeply still in me. Where's your lesson? There. Boy, what say you?
I say, my lord, that if I were a man, their mother's bedchamber should not be safe for these base bowmen to the yoke of Rome.
Aye, that's my boy. Thy father hath full oft for his ungrateful country done the like.
And uncle, so will I, and if I live.
Come, boy, go with me unto mine armory. Lucius, I'll fit thee. And withal, my boy shall carry from me to the empress' sons presents that I intend to send them both. Come, they'll do my message, will thou not?
I, with my dagger in their bosoms, grandsire.
Oh, boy, not so. I'll teach thee another course. Lavinia, come. Marcus, look to my house. Lucius and I'll go brave it at the court. I marry will be, sir, and will be waited on.
Marcus, tend him in his ecstasy, but hath more scars of sorrow in his heart than fallen's marks upon his battered shield, and yet so just that he will not revenge. For Avenge ye heavens for old Andronicus.
Demetrius, you're the son of Lucius. He had some message to deliver us.
Aye, some mad message from his mad grandfather.
My lords, with all the humbleness I may, I greet your honors from Andronicus. And pray the Roman gods confound you both.
Gramercy, lovely Lucius. What's the news?
That you're both deciphered, that's the news, for villains marked with rape. May it please you, my grandsire, well advised, hath sent by me the goodliest weapons of his armory to gratify your honorable youth. The hope of Rome, for so he made me say, and so I do. And with his gifts present your lordship's staff whenever you have need, you may be armed and appointed well. And so, I leave you both, like bloody villains.
What's here a scroll and written round about? Let's see. Integer vitae scelerisque purus nonne get mauri. Iaculus nec arcu?
Tis a verse in Horace. I know it well. I read it in grammar long ago.
Aye, just a verse in Horace, right, you have it. Now what a thing it is to be an ass. Here's no sound jest. The old men have found their guilt, and sends them weapons wrapped about with lines that wound beyond their feeling to the quick. And how now, lords? Was not a happy start led us to Rome, strangers even more than so, captives to be advanced to this height? It'd be good before the palace gate to brave the tribune and his brothers hearing.
But me morbid to see so great a lord basely insinuate and send us gifts.
Yeah, had he not reason, Lord Demetrius? Did you not use his daughter very friendly?
How would we have 1,000 Roman dames at such a babe I turn to serve our lust?
A charitable wish, and full of love.
Oh, here that's but for your mother to say amen.
And that would cheat for 20,000 more.
Come, let us go and pray to all the gods for our beloved mother and her pains.
Pray to the devils. The gods have given us over.
Why the emperor's trumpets flourish thus?
Be like for joy. The emperor hath a son.
Soft, who comes here?
Good morning, lords. Tell me, did you see Aaron in the fold?
More or less, or ne'er a whit at all. Here Aaron is, and what with Aaron now?
Oh, gentle Aaron, we are all undone. Now help, but where betide the evermore?
What a catalog dost thou keep? What dost thou wrap and fumble in thine arms?
That which I would hide from heaven says I, the empress's shame and stately Roman disgrace. She is delivered, lords. She is delivered.
To whom?
I mean, she is brought to bed.
Oh, God give her good joy. What hath he sent her?
A devil.
Why then she is the devil's dam, a joyful issue.
Joyless, dismal, black, and sorrowful issue. Here is the babe, as loathsome as a toad amongst the fairest breeders of our clan. The empress sends it thee, thy stamp, thy seal, and bids thee christen it on thy dagger's point.
There thee whores, black so base of you! Sweet blouse, you are a beauteous blossom, sure.
Villain, what hast thou done?
That which thou canst not undo.
Have undone our mother.
Doesn't I have done my mother?
And therein, hellish dog, thou hast undone her. Woe to her chance, and damned her loathed choice, accursed the offspring of so foul a fiend.
It shall not live.
It shall not die.
Aaron, it must, for the wills it so.
Oh, what must it, nurse? Then let no man but I do execution on my own flesh and blood.
I'll broach the tadpole on my rapier's point. Nurse, give me my sword to soon dispatch it.
The sooner this dagger shall plow thy bowels up. Stay, murderous villains, would you kill your brother? Now, by the burning tapers of the sky that shone so bright when this boy was got, he dies upon my scimitar's sharp point that touches this, my firstborn son, an heir. Coal black is better than another hue, in that it scorns to bear another hue. For all the water in the ocean can never turn the swan's black legs to white, though she lave them hourly in the flood. Tell the empress from me, I am of age to keep mine own, excuse it how she can.
Wilt thou betray thy noble mistress thus?
My mistress is my mistress, this myself. The vigor and the picture of my youth, this before all the world do I prefer. This maugre all the world will I keep safe, for some of you shall smoke for it in Rome.
By this our mother is forever shamed.
Rome will despise her for this foul escape.
The emperor in his rage will doom her death.
I blush to think upon this in me.
Here's a young lad framed of another leer. He is your brother, lords. Righteously fed of that self-blood that first gave life to you, and from that womb were you imprisoned, Lord.
Aaron, what should I say to the Empress?
Advise thee, Aaron, what is to be done. We will all subscribe to thy advice. Save thou the child, so may we all be saved.
Then sit we down and let us all consult.
My son and I will have the wind. Keep you there. Now, talk at pleasure of your safety.
How many women saw this child of his?
Cornelia, the midwife, and myself, and no one else but the beloved Empress.
The Empress, the midwife, and yourself. Two may keep counsel when there is a way. Go to the Empress and tell her this, I say.
So cries the pig prepared to the spit.
What meanest thou, Aaron? Wherefore didst thou this?
Oh Lord, sir, 'tis but a deed of policy. Shall she live to betray this guilt of ours? Now let it be known to you my full intent. Not far one Muley lives, my countryman. His wife but yesternight was brought to bed. His child is like to her, fair as you are. Go pack with him, and give the mother gold, and tell them both the circumstance of all, and how, by this, their child shall be advanced, and be received for the emperor's heir. Now hark, lords, you see I have given her physic, and you needs must bestow her funeral. The fields are near, and you are gallant grooms. All this being done so that you take no longer days, but send the midwife presently to me. The midwife and the nurse both well made away, and let the ladies tattle what they please.
Aaron, I see that will not trust the heir with secrets.
For this care of Cymyrrah, herself and hers are highly bound to thee.
Now must I to the Goths, swift as swallow flies. Dare to dispatch this treasure in mine arms, and secretly to greet the Emperor's friends.
I'll make you feed on berries and on roots. In cabin in a cave, and bring you up to be a warrior and command a camp.
Come, Marcus, come. Kinsman, this is the way. Terras astria reliquit. Be remembered, Marcus, she's gone, she's fled. Sirs, take you to your tools. You, cousins, shall go sound the ocean and cast your nets. Happily you may catch her in the sea. Yet there's as little justice as at land. No, Publius and Sempronius, you must do it. 'Tis you must dig with mattock and with spade, and pierce the inmost center of the earth. Then, when you come to Pluto's region, I pray you, deliver him this petition. Tell him it is for justice and for aid. Go, get you gone, and pray be careful all, and leave not a man of war unsearched. This wicked emperor may have shipped her heads, and kinsmen, then we may go pike for justice.
Oh, Publius, this is not a heavy case to see thy noble uncle thus distract.
Therefore, my lords, it highly us concerns by day and night to attend him carefully, and feed his humor kindly as we may.
Kinsman, his sorrows are past remedy. Let us live in hope that Lucius will join with the Goths and wreak revengeful war on Rome for this ingratitude, and vengeance on the traitor Saturnine.
Publius, how now? How now, my masters? What, have you met with her?
No, my lord, but Pluto sends you word. If you will have revenge from hell, you shall. Marry, for justice she is so employed that perforce you must needs stay a time.
He doth me wrong to feed me with delays. I'll dive into the burning lake below and pull her out of Asheron by the heels. And sit there's no justice on earth nor hell. We will solicit heaven and move the gods to send down justice for to wreak our wrongs. Come to this gear. You're a good archer, Marcus. Adioum, that's for you. Here, ad Apollinem. Ad Martem, that's for myself. Here, boy, to Pallas. Here, to Mercury. To Saturn, Caius. Not to Saturnine. You're as good to shoot against the wind. To it, boy. Marcus, loose when I bid. Of my word, I've written to effect. There's not a god left unsolicited.
Kinsman, shoot all your shafts into the court. We will afflict the emperor in his pride.
faults of Titus's age, the effects of sorrow for his valiant sons, the loss which has pierced him deep and scarred his heart. And rather comfort him in his distressed plight than prosecute the meanest or the best with these contents. Why, thus it has become high-witted terror to gloss with all. Oh, Titus, I have touched thee to the quick. Thy lifeblood out. Now if Aaron be wise, then all is safe, and the anchor is in the port.
What news with thee, Emilius?
Arm, my lord, Rome never had more cause. The Goths have gathered head, and with the power of high-resolved men bent to spoil, they hither march amain. Under conduct of Lucius, under old Andronicus.
Oh, is war like Lucius, general of the Goths? These tidings knit me, and I hang the head as a flower with frost, or grass beat down with storms. 'Tis he the common people love so much. Myself have often overheard them say that Lucius' banishment was wrongful, and they wish Lucius were their emperor.
Why dost thou worry? It's not thy city strong.
I, the citizens, favor Lucius, and will revolt for me to succor him.
King, be thy thoughts as imperious as thy name. The mighty eagle suffers the little birds to sing, and is not careful what they mean whereby, knowing he can at pleasure stint their melody with the shadow of his wing. Even so, beest thou to the giddy men of Rome. I will entreat the old Andronicus with words more sweet and yet more dangerous than baits to fish or honey stalks to shoot.
But he will not entreat his son for us.
If Cymyrrah entreat him, then he will. Go thou before, be our ambassador.
Say that the emperor requests a parley of the warlike Lucius,
And bid him banquet, even at his father's house, the old Andronicus.
Your bidding shall I do effectually.
Now I will entreat the old Andronicus and timber him with all the art I have to pluck the proud Lucius from the warlike Goths.
Then go incessantly and plead to him.
Approved warriors and my faithful friends, I have received letters from great Rome which signify what hate they bear their emperor and how desirous of our sight they are. Therefore, great lords, be as your titles witness imperious and impatient of your wrongs, and wherein Rome hath done you any scathe, let him make treble satisfaction.
Brave slip, sprung from the great Andronicus, whose name was once our terror, now our comfort, whose high exploits and honorable deeds in grateful Rome requites foul contempt. Be bold in us, we'll follow where thou leadst.
I humbly thank him, and I thank you all.
Renowned Lucius, from forth our troops I strayed to gaze upon a ruinous monastery, and as I earnestly did fix mine eye, I heard a child cry underneath the wall. I made into the noise when soon I heard the crying babe controlled with this discourse. Peace, tawny slave, half me and half thy dam. Did not thy hue bewray whose brat thou art? Villain, thou mightst have been an emperor, but where the bull and cow are both milk white, they never do beget a coal-black cat. Peace, villain, peace. Even thus he rates the babe, for I must bear thee to a trusty God. With this my weapon drawn, I rushed upon him, surprised him suddenly, and brought him hither to use as you think needful of the man.
Most worthy Goth, this is the incarnate devil that robbed Andronicus of his good hand. This is the pearl that pleased your empress's eye. And here is the base fruit of his burning lust. Say, wall-eyed slave, whither wouldst thou convey this growing image of thy fiend-like face? Why dost not speak? What, death? Not a word? A halter, soldiers! Hang him on this tree, and by his side his fruit of bastard.
Touch not the boy, he's of royal blood.
Too like the sire, forever being good. First, that he may see it sprawl, a sight to vex the father's soul withal.
Lucius, save the child and bear it to the empress from me. If thou do this, I'll show thee wondrous things. I'll speak no more, but vengeance wrought you all.
Say on, and if it please me which thou speakest, I say thy child shall live, and I will see it nourished.
And if it please thee, Lucius, why assure thee, 'twill vex thy very soul to hear what I shall speak. For I must talk of murders, rapes, and massacres, acts of black night, abominable deeds, and all this shall be buried by my death, unless thou swearest to me my child shall live.
Tell on thy mind, I say thy child shall live.
First know thou, I begot him on the empress.
Most luxurious and insatiate.
'Twas but a deed of charity to that which thou shalt hear me speak of anon. 'Twas her 2 sons that murdered Bassianus. They cut thy sister's tongue, and ravished her, and cut her, and trimmed her as thou sawest.
Detestable villain, callest that thou trimming?
Why, she was washed and cut and trimmed, and 'twas turned sport for them that had the doing of it.
Barbarous, beastly villains like thyself.
Indeed, I was their tutor to instruct them. That conning spirit had they from their mother, that bloody mind I think they learned of me. Well, let my deeds be witness of my worth. I trained thy brethren to that guileful hole wherein the dead corpse of Bassianus lay. I wrote the letter that thy father found and hid the gold wherein the letter mentioned. I played the cheater for thy father's hand, and when I had it, drew myself apart and almost broke my heart with extreme laughter. I pried me through the crevice of the wall, where for his hand he had his 2 sons' heads, beheld his tears, and laughed so heartily that both mine eyes were rainy like his.
Art thou not sorry for these heinous deeds?
Indeed, that I had not done 10,000 more. Even now I curse the day wherein I did not do some notorious ill, as kill a man or else devise his death, ravish a maid, or plot the way to do it. Oft have I digged up dead men from their graves, and set them upright at their dear friend's door, even when their sorrows were almost forgot, and have, with my knife, as on the bark of trees carved in Roman letters, let not your sorrow die, though I am dead. Tut, I have done 1,000 dreadful things as willingly as one would kill a fly. And nothing grieves me more heartily indeed, but that I cannot do 10,000 more.
Sir, stop his mouth and let him speak no more.
My lord, there is a messenger from Rome.
Let him come near. Welcome, Aemilius. What's the news from Rome?
Lord Lucius, and you princes of the Goths, the Roman emperor greets you all by me, and for he understands you are at arms, he craves a parley at your father's house.
What says our general?
Aemilius, let the emperor give his pledges unto my father and my uncle Marcus, and we will come.
Thus, in this strange and sad habiliment, I will encounter with the old Andronicus and say that I am revenged, sent from the infernal kingdom to join with him and right his heinous wrongs.
Who would have molested my contemplation? Is it your trick to make me open the door that all my sad decrees will fly away and all my study be to no effect? You're deceived. For what I mean to do, see, here in bloody lines have I set down. And what is written shall be executed.
Titus, I have come to talk with thee.
No, not a word.
Oh, if thou didst know me, thou wouldst talk with me.
I am not mad. I know thee well enough. Witness this wretched stump. Witness these crimson lines. Witness all sorrow that I know thee well. For our proud empress, mighty Cymyrrah. Is not thy coming from my other hand?
Know thou, sad man, that I am not Cymyrrah. She is thy enemy, and I thy friend. I am revenge, sent from the infernal kingdom to ease the gnawing vulture of thy mind, by working wreakful vengeance on thy foes. Come, welcome me to this world's new light. Confer with me of murder and of death.
Art thou revenge? And art thou sent to me to be of torment to mine enemies?
I am, therefore come, welcome me, and my ministers with me.
Are these thy ministers? What are they called?
Rapine and murder, called such, for they take vengeance of such kinds of men.
Good Lord, how like the Empress' sons they are. And you the Empress. But we worldly men have miserable, mad, mistaking eyes. Oh, sweet revenge, now do I come to thee. And if one arm's embracement will content thee, I will embrace thee in it by and by.
This closing with him fits his lunacy. Whatever I do feed his brain-sick fits, doth you uphold in your speeches. I'll make him sin for Lucius, his son, and whilst I at banquet hold him sure, I will find some cunning and outpen practice to scatter the warlike gods.
Long have I been forlorn, and all for thee. Welcome, dread fury, to my woeful house. Rapine and murder, you are welcome too. How like the Empress and her sons you are. Well are you fitted, had you but a more. Could not all hell afford you such a death? But welcome as you are, what shall we do?
What wouldst thou have us do, good Andronicus?
Go round about the wicked streets of Rome, and when you find a man that's like to thee, good murder, stab him. He's a murderer. Go thou with him, and when it is thy hap to find another that is like to thee, good Rapine, stab him. He's a ravisher. Go thou with them, and in the emperor's court you will find a queen, attended by a Moor. Well mayst thou know her by thy own proportion, for up and down she doth resemble thee. I pray you, do on them some violent death. They have been violent to me and mine.
Well hast thou lessoned us, this shall we do. But would it please thee, good Andronicus, to send for Lucius, thy thrice valiant son, who heads even now to Rome with a band of warlike Goths, and bid him come banquet at thy house, while he is here at thy solemn feast. I will send for the Empress and her sons, the Emperor and all thy foes, and to you shall they stoop and kneel, and on them shall thou ease thy angry heart. What sayst thou to this, good Andronicus?
Marcus, my brother, 'tis sad Titus calls. Go, gentle Marcus, to thy nephew Lucius. Bid him repair to me, and bring with him some of the chiefest princes of the Goths. Tell him the Emperor and the Empress too feast at my house, and he shall feast with them.
This will I do, and soon return again.
Titus, revenge now goes about thy business, and my ministers with me.
Nay, nay, let rape and murder stay with me, or else I'll call my brother back again.
What sayest you to this, boys? Will you bide here with him whilst I hints to our emperor to tell him of our determined jest?
I know them all, though they suppose me mad, and will o'erreach them in their own devices. Pair of cursed hellhounds and their dam.
Madam, depart at pleasure. Leave us here.
Titus, revenge now goes to lay a complot to betray thy foes.
I know thou dost. And sweet revenge, farewell.
Tell us, old man, how shall we be employed?
Tut, I have work enough for you to do. Publius, come hither, Caius and Valentine.
What is your will?
Know you these two?
The Empress's sons, I take them, Chiron and Demetrius.
Fie, Publius, fie, thou art too much deceived. The one is murder and rape, the other's name. And therefore bind them, gentle Publius, and stop their mouths if they begin to cry.
Villains forbear, we are the Empress's sons!
And therefore do what we are commanded. Stop, close their mouths. Let them not speak a word. Seizure bound. Bind them fast.
Come, Lavinia. My foes are bound. Oh, villains. Chiron and Demetrius. Here stands the spring whom you have stained with blood. You killed her husband, and for that vile fault, 2 of her brothers were condemned to death, my hand cut off, and made a merry jest. both her sweet hands, her tongue, and that more dear than hands or tongue, inhuman traitors, you constrained and forced. Hark, wretches, how I mean to martyr you. This one hand yet is left to cut your throats, whilst that Lavinia tween your stumps doth hold the basin that receives your guilty blood. You know your mother means to dine with me, and calls herself revenge, and thinks me mad. Hark, villains! I'll grind your bones to dust, and with your blood in it, I'll make a paste, and make 2 pasties of your shameful heads, and bid that strumpet, your unhallowed dam, like to the earth swallow her own increase. This is the feast that I have bid her to. For worse than Philomel, you used my daughter, and worse than Progne, I will be revenged. And now prepare your throats. Lavinia, come, receive the blood. Come, be everyone officious to make this banquet, which I wish may prove more stern and bloody than the centaur's feast.
The feast is ready that the careful Titus hath ordained to an honorable end. Please you therefore, draw nigh and take your places.
Welcome, my gracious lord. Welcome, dread queen. Welcome, ye warlike Goths. Welcome, Lucius. And welcome all. Although the cheer be poor, 'twill fill your stomachs. Please you eat of it.
Why art thou thus tired, Andronicus?
Because I would be sure to have all well to entertain your highness and your empress.
We are beholden to you, good Andronicus.
And if your highness knew my heart, you were. My lord the emperor, resolve me this. Was it well done of rash Virginius to slay his daughter with his own right hand, because she was enforced, stained, and deflowered?
It was, Andronicus.
Your reason, worthy lord?
Because the girl should not survive her shame, and by her presence still renew his sorrows.
A reason mighty, strong, and effectual. A pattern, precedent, and lively warrant for me, most wretched, to perform the like. Die. Die, Lavinia, and thy shame with thee. And with thy shame, thy father's sorrow die.
What hast thou done, unnatural and unkind?
Kill her, for whom my tears have made me blind. I am as woeful as Virginius was, and have 1,000 times more cause than he to do this outrage. And now it is done.
What, was she ravished? Well, tell who did the deed.
Will please you eat? Will please your highness feed?
Why hast thou slain thy only daughter thus?
Not I, 'twas Chiron and Demetrius. They ravished her and cut away her tongue, and 'twas they that did her all this wrong.
Go and fetch them hither to us presently.
Why, there they are both, baked in that pie, whereof their mother daintily hath fed, eating the flesh that she herself hath bred. 'Tis true, 'tis true. Witness my nice sharp point.
Die, ragged wretch, for this accursed deed!
Can the son's eye behold his father bleed? There's mead for me.
pack of flint nor steel, nor can I utter all our bitter griefs. And floods of tears would drown my oratory. Here's Rome's young captain, let him tell the tale.
Then, noble auditory, be it known to you that Chiron and the damned Demetrius were they that murdered our emperor's brother, and they it were that ravished our sister. For their fell faults our two brothers were beheaded, our father's tears despised and basely cozened of that true hand which fought Rome's quarrel out. Lastly, myself unkindly banished to beg relief among Rome's enemies.
Now is my turn to speak. Behold this child, this was Cymyrrah delivered, the issue of an irreligious Moor, chief plotter and architect of these woes. Now judge, what cause had Titus to revenge these wrongs unspeakable, past patience more than any living man could bear? Now you have heard the truth. What say you, Romans?
Come. Come, thou reverend man of Rome, and take our emperor gently in thy hand. Lucius, our emperor, for well I know, the common voice do cry, it shall be so.
Lucius, all hail, Rome's royal emperor.
Thanks, gentle Romans. May I govern to heal Rome's harms and wipe away her woe. But gentle people, give me aim a while, for nature puts me to a heavy task. Stand all aloof, but uncle, draw you near to shed obsequious tears upon this trunk. Take this warm kiss upon my pale cold, these sorrowful drops upon my blood-stained face. The last true duties of thy noble son.
Tear for tear, and loving kiss for kiss. Thy brother Marcus tenders on thy lips.
Come hither, boy. Come and learn of us to melt in showers. Thy grandsire loved thee well.
How many thousand times did these poor lips, while they were living, warm themselves on thine?
My lord, I cannot speak to him for weeping. My tears will choke me if I open my mouth.
You sound Andronicus, have done with woes. Give sentence on this execrable wretch, that hath been breeder of these dire events.
Set him breast deep in earth and banish him. There let him stand and rave and cry for food. If anyone relieves or pities him for the offense, he dies. This is our doom.
Why should wrath be mute and fury dumb? I am no baby I that with base fears I must repent the evils I have done. If one good deed in all my life I do repent it from my very soul.
Some loving friends convey the emperor hence and give him burial in his father's grave. My father and Lavinia shall forthwith be closed in our household's monument. As for that ravenous tiger Cymyrrah, no funeral rite, nor man in mourning weed, no mournful bell shall ring her burial, but throw her forth to beasts and birds of prey. Her life was beastly and devoid of pity, and being dead let birds on her take pity. Then afterwards, to order well the state, that like events may ne'er it ruinate.
Titus Andronicus by William Shakespeare.